Hi, everyone, and welcome to match 4, game 4. Last game was the Crawford game, and the trailer Black survived that. So the score is now 6-2 to 7, which is 1 away, 5 away. Okay. And so now we're in the post-Crawford situation. And because the trailer is at an even score, right, at 2 to 7, or 5 away, you might say, the leader can take, okay, without any hesitation. And some people do kind of play a little game where in post-Crawford they won't double immediately just to see if they can get a wrong drop from the leader. But generally speaking, unless you like paying attention to every single move, every single situation, it's better just to automatically double. Just to avoid any mistakes, any missed opportunities, right? Okay. Yeah. So now, basically in post-Crawford, obviously Black would like to win a gammon. Okay, and that would take him to 6-6, right? And White obviously would prefer not to lose a gammon. So he's kind of in a gammon save situation. So getting those back checkers moving, not primed, making an anchor if possible is kind of a priority. Yeah. So let's see how Black does. Does Black further his comeback, or is this the last game of the match? Let's enjoy and learn. Thanks. Okay, and here we go. Post-Crawford game, right? Black rolls 5-1 and starts just by splitting the back checkers, which is fine. But note that at the score, Black wants to catch up, so it's reasonable to slot the 5-point with a 1. But nothing wrong with Black's chosen move. Okay. White rolls 2-1, and basically White wants to get the back checkers moving. Okay, so this is the most natural move, trying for either an advanced anchor or some options in terms of moving the back checkers. Both back checkers moving is also not too bad. But notice, we're venturing into mistake territory here with the split and bringing a checker down from the midpoint. And this really is just related to this idea that Black has already split his back checkers, and so the possibility of hitting that loose checker is greater. It's not such a key need at this point. It's not a big mistake or anything like that, but just keep that in mind in the future, right? That once these back checkers are split and you want to minimize the gammon chances, then generally you might not want to bring a checker down like that and just get the back checkers moving instead. Okay, Black doubles. And White takes. Again, at the score, there's White will take basically just about anything, right? So no big debate there. Okay, makes the 5-point, and White makes the 5-point as well. White wouldn't mind making the anchor, but the 1 is the issue, right? And yeah, White shouldn't be too worried in any case, right? Black doesn't have a huge attacking formation quite yet, so it is much better to make his own 5-point. Black does hit though with a 6-3 correctly, and White doesn't hit back from the bar, and so he has to decide what to do with the 5. And there are two options. One is just to put that needed spare on the 8-point, right? And just wait and see what Black can do. But White decides to, hit loose before Black can maybe drum up a decent attack with his full roll. That's the main purpose of this move, is to take away Black's full roll and also take advantage of that blot in Black's home board, right? with the idea that hopefully, even if white is hit back, that he'll have a chance at that blot as well. Okay, but black has a fantastic reply from the bar, double fours, and is able to cover everything and make a strong home board, a 4-point home board. Okay. It is interesting to note that another option is not to make the 2-point. Okay, and just to put a spare checker on the 5-point. Making the 2-point is nice, obviously, with a 4-point board, but you know, it could be argued that you want to make the 3-point instead of the 2-point. But making the 2-point, you know, especially when you want to win a gammon, okay, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? White is happy to anchor, so that's going to greatly reduce the gammon chances, okay? And luckily he does have a spare one to play. 5-4, yeah, black has to get the back checkers moving. Notice black has a really nice kind of semi-prime structure here for blocking, so it's quite important to get these moving, right? And there's no point in playing a checker here, you know, black's anchor, white's anchor, he's not going to get off that anchor anytime soon, unless he rolls double fours or something like that. So black runs. White can't hit and basically just brings, unstacks the midpoint. It is interesting that that's not too far off either, right? Just, again, putting that needed spare on the 8-point and playing to the 2-point with the, I guess, the idea to use a 1 kind of productively, you know, to make the 1-point or something like that. But yeah, just playing to the 5-point makes a lot of sense. No need to bury more checkers unnecessarily. Okay, 6-5, this is fine, or black can run all the way. Okay, not a big difference, but black understands that he's got to get those back checkers moving. Okay, white misses. Again, the alternatives are, there aren't a lot of differences in terms of evaluation. So white just decides to see if he can start the 4-point and 3-point, though XG does say maybe that's, you know, a bit much. Maybe, you know, an extra checker on the 6-point is worthwhile, but again, not a huge difference here. Interestingly, black's last checker here, back checker here, isn't going anywhere after another double 4. Okay, so black just clears the midpoint. There was the alternative of playing 8-4 instead of 13-5, but not a big difference. Okay, white misses the blot, though it's an interesting question. If white hit it and had to leave a couple of blots, that would be an interesting question, right? Would you do it or not? And risk potentially being gammoned, you know, if you got hit with, you know, with 1 or more blots got hit. But in any case, he makes the 4-point, builds his home board. And black still can't escape that back checker. But white misses it again. Let's go back to this. Notice there's a slight inaccuracy here whereby XG says make the 7-point. I'm not sure that it's a huge difference. I suppose it does kind of minimize. I kind of like this just because it duplicates 2s, right? 2s to hit and 2s to cover here, right? So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure, just it's close enough in any case. Okay, so, but white misses again and just brings a checker down. And black finally safeties that back checker. So now he's just got these 2 points to clear, and he should be pretty much on the way to victory. Okay, white rolls 6-1 again, not making the strong home board in case white still has chances at a shot. And black rolls 5-5, which might make it difficult to clear that point, right? Even though it gives black a huge racing lead, it might not be so easy now to clear the point with the lack of spare checkers. Let's see. White rolls 6-3. Sometimes just keep in mind if there's the potential for a shot, sometimes you do want to kind of slot the bar point here, just in case you're able to, hit and make that 6-point prime. Okay. And it's true that this doesn't give white any crossovers, but the gammon chances are pretty low, right? And it might be worth it to, just see if you can make that 6 prime if you get a shot. But again, not a big difference in terms of evaluations. But in any case, black rolls double 6s. He's certainly gotten the benefit of the doubles in this particular game, but let's not forget that white had his share of good luck earlier in the match. So, okay, so he clears those two points. So he's well on the way to victory, but things might go wrong still. 6-4. XG says time to run with one of the checkers, or else maybe just slot the 2-point. But white's move doesn't do much other than just 2 crossovers, right? I guess it does bring down the gammon chances, but I heard one time someone say, well, if you're playing with an anchor, then don't totally discount the possibility that if you do get a shot, you do want to increase your chances of winning. So it is a balancing act between trying to save the gammon and being prepared if you do get a shot. Keep that in mind. Yeah, every situation is different, of course, but the gammon chances are kind of going up. Sorry, the gammon chances aren't very high, but notice that white's move is actually kind of higher with gammon chances as opposed to just running with one of them. And so if white truly wants to save the gammon, if that's his concern, then bringing 2 checkers in like he does is not the way to do it. So a little confused thinking on white's part here. A3-1, black just takes a checker off. And 3-1, it's okay to to leave the anchor at this point, but XG says, listen, 3-1 isn't a good running roll, so you might as well do a crossover on your home board, diversify your checkers. You never know what might happen in terms of getting a shot, so 3-1 is probably better used this way, but again, not a big difference. Another double for black, quite a nice one, kind of eliminates that threat, right? Yeah, interesting. Just the black takes off a checker as well, right? Sometimes people, this is perhaps connected with the fear factor, right? And they're a bit afraid, for example, of leaving 3 checkers on the highest point, okay? And so they think, oh, I'll just move one of the checkers off the highest point so that I don't roll 5-4, 6-5 and leave a blot if white doesn't come in, that kind of thing. But yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? Because you'll still, be open to rolls like 6-6, 5-5, 4-4, 3-3, because there will be 5 checkers on the top 2 points. So do make sure you pay attention to possible rolls and what might leave a shot in what situation. And obviously taking another checker off also gives black some extra gammon chances. White can't enter, and black again correctly takes 2 checkers off. Okay, trying to increase the gammon chances. But white rolls double 6 from the bar, and that pretty much eliminates the gammon chances. Not completely, but it's looking a lot less likely now. And basically, black takes the victory home, right? Without any drama. But white is able to save the gammon. Okay, and that's that. Both players played well, but yeah, black had the benefit of some nice doubles, and white missed a checker, or a couple chances at hitting a blot, and that happens. So now black is up to 3 away. Okay, 3 away, 1 away. So white still has an automatic take in the next roll, in the next game, because it's again a similar score, right? Post-Crawford and 3 away, yeah, for the trailer. Okay, let's see if black can complete